Good night, sports. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Sports Friends podcast. I'm your host, Levon, and with me tonight I have Ryan and I have Sherwin. Ryan, who is somewhat disgruntled, Sherwin, who is somewhat happy because you're reveling other teams' disjointment and all those things. So Sherwin is kind of palavering all about, while Ryan on the other hand is somewhat disgruntled and really want to go at his coach, Mr. Southgate. Um, But before you into that, Ryan, because I know that you really want to do it. But there are other things on the agenda that we have to get across. And first up, we're going to look at Ukraine getting a 2-1 victory over North Macedonia. And it was Yarmolenko and Yarmachuk who actually did well for them. And remember something right, I believe Ukraine is now into the round of 16. And they have done well at the tournament so far. Both those guys have linked up well. And North Macedonia, as I pointed out on Wednesday, they would have probably nicked a goal here and there. It ended up being a penalty. It was converted by Alioski. And at the end of the day, North Macedonia is where they belong, at the foot of the table. Quickly, Sharon, anything to say about this match?
The victory was expected. Macedonia. You could have predicted from early, wouldn't have made much of an impact on the group. And Ukraine just going by their history and them being in competitions over the year. Then it's a result that you would have expected, So it's not nothing much to really write home about, but Ukraine got the job done, and you know that in group stages, any point from 1 to 3 is very important. So it was job done for Ukraine. Ukraine, I think they would have looked at it like that, but nothing much to write about there. To be honest.
Ryan, anything to say about the match itself?
Nothing unexpected. Um, the game played out as expected, and the results also played out as expected. But you said Ukraine is through. They are not. They lost the first game to Denmark, to Holland.
Oh, yeah, they did to the Netherlands. I'm just remembering because I actually thought it was a draw. Why did I have that in my head? But yeah, they actually lost to Netherlands 3-2 when Denzel Dumfries actually got that late goal. But yeah, they picked up a win. Now they're on 3 points, and Macedonia, as I said, is actually where they belong. And teams like these just need to go.
What Ukraine has done, what Ukraine has basically done is set up an enticing encounter with Austria in the final fixture of the group. That's what they have basically done with these 3 points here. So, yeah. A draw for Ukraine means that they top the group. A win for Austria means not top the group, but finish second. A win for Austria means that they finish second. So it's really enticing what is going to happen there. Yeah.
Producer, the commenters are beating you tonight, man. They say need to stop by. They need to come and show your face now because they keep on talking behind the scenes, boy. It's coming home, man. Up to now you can't show your face. But we won't do well on that yet. Next up, we saw Denmark taking on Belgium, and we said that this would have turned out one out of the two ways. It's either they will turn up and do this for Christian Eriksen, or they'll just lay down flat and get beaten all about. Well, they started off the game sprightly and they took the lead in the second minute through Yuri Poulsen, and it was a good attempt by them to actually get the victory, but the true quality of Belgium eventually came through when they, as a lot of people refer to him as the draw for their cheat code, and the cheat code came through in the second half. One Kevin De Bruyne. Anything about this match surprised you, Ryan, or you expected this sort of response from Danish?
No, I expected Denmark to come out and play how they played early in the game. I actually had the game to draw, but I had a 2-all draw. It could have been a 2-all draw if Brathwaite had scored that late chance. But it wasn't unexpected in terms of the game pattern. Just for the fact that Belgium scored their 2 and Denmark didn't score the second one.
But that substitution, bringing on De Bruyne, right? That is what actually changed the game entirely. No,
Yeah.
Hazard also came on and he did well. going forward, do you see them dropping Carrasco and Mertens and bringing in De Bruyne and Hazard together to replace those two?
Maybe not both, but more than likely one. I think Carrasco would go and Hazard stays. The younger brother, that is.
No, so you're saying that you expect them to shift Carrasco back to the left wing back position, and then Targan Hazard will be the one to make way.
One of two things is either Carrasco is shifted or he's dropped to the bench, and one will be dropped. I expect for De Bruyne.
But what I'm saying
I really don't expect. I don't expect Eden to start. Maybe he'll start next game in terms of the fact that Belgium have advanced. But as in for the round of 16 going forward, I'm not sure.
Well, all right. So, of what you have seen of the Belgians so far, Ryan, have they convinced you that they are really going to challenge for this Euros title?
What I've seen of Belgium is that they have a good midfield, good attack, and an ordinary defense. Nothing changed. Game yesterday didn't change anything where that is concerned. So if they get a side that will really go at their defense, they'll be challenged seriously. But so it's a good midfield, good attack, and ordinary defense. So it depends on how long their defense holds up.
Sherwin, your take on the match now?
The match is, for me, it was all about the impact of having De Bruyne. You know, coming back from that massive injury in the Champions League final, and to have come in and, you know, but to come in and win the game for your team with a goal and an assist. I mean, that was really something to watch. He's just pure class at the moment, and in terms of him starting, I basically see him starting in the team at some point. Maybe it won't be their next game, but probably in the round of 16 or something like that he'll start, or probably the coach will start him in the next game. But it was just poor class. Of course, Denmark get a really early opportunity, took the opportunity, and going into the second half leading, you know, they felt really confident until Kevin De Bruyne came on and just totally changed the game. But let us not forget the performance that Lukaku put in again for another man of the match award. The guy is on top form at the moment for both club and country, and he is really right now an example to other strikers out there in the world. Because check it, if you look right now on the strikers out there, there isn't a handful of strikers who you can compare to somebody like a Lukaku at the present moment. And he's really stamping his class on the Belgium team, taking his form from Inter Milan, bringing it into the Belgium team. And that is really, really, really commendable from him. You know, not drop off like some baller. We play for one team, we'll start with P. You know, play for one club, we start with B. But, you know, him really step up to the plate and he really delivering for his team. So, another man of him.
Why just say plays for a club that start with B?
Plays for a club start with B, plays for a country that starts with P.
Boy,
Just saying.
Seems like me move like molasses tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
Big man. Poland.
But carry on, man.
Poland Bayern Munich, man.
Yeah, man. Yes, carry on, man.
Yeah, so, you know, it was a good performance by him. In terms of Belgium winning the league, winning the title, this is the Euros. From the last Euro, we realized anything can happen, Zin. And I'm not going to write it off. I'm not going to put it past them winning. But what I'm going to say is that they're like the English team that we've been hearing about for years on top of years. So they have the best team and they start every single international competition as the favorites and then always disappoint at the end. That's how Belgium is.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true about either Belgium or England.
Okay, no problem. And unless the and if it's not true, then unless the unless the heights are unless,
the only competition Belgium started as a favorite was 2018 World Cup.
mhm.
They did not even start Euro 2020 as
No,
a
but I'm just making comparisons to the
only
English
World
team.
Cup. The only World Cup in
Mm-hmm.
recent history England started as a favorite was 2006.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the only one.
The only one. They didn't
Okay,
start as favorite in 02. The
are you
worst
sure?
they didn't start as favorite in 98. They did not start as favorite in worst 2010 with that team.
Okay, they didn't start us.
2014 with that awful team when them dropped out a group stage. They did not start as a favorite. 2018 they were underrated and they went to the semifinals surprisingly.
Okay,
So
okay.
only
Are
one
you
World
one
Cup in
for that?
recent history.
Are you
So
one
we are,
for that?
no people always misrepresent fact.
Okay.
Belgium missed a lot of World Cups during that same period as we speak of.
Yeah, definitely. They missed a lot of World Cups,
So they couldn't. So that you can't compare them then. So they
but
all
but but but, but they're in an era now where they have a golden generation, and I just
yeah.
don't see this golden generation producing anything in terms of a major trophy at the international level.
Belgium went where they were supposed to have gone in 2018.
I
They
think so
performed
too.
2016. They underperformed. Yes.
But sure,
One
the man just give you an uppercut though.
Yeah, me know what making you stay. Yeah, me know.
one second, guys.
If me didn't
All right,
mention,
their thing, man.
yeah, man.
But
If me
sure,
did, mhm.
to be honest though, they have a quality team, you know. If you look at all the players that they currently have, but as we keep saying, and it seems like it's a tune that we keep on singing, you know. That majority of the teams at Euros this year, the defense is a problem. Because if you look at majority of the teams, right, you can probably handpick the teams that you could say have a very good defense that is being well put together, you know. All the
Yeah.
other teams are up and down if you look at it. And I mean, if Belgium can actually get their act together, and as we keep on saying, we keep on talking about outscoring opponents and all of that. So I mean, that can actually take place. Then we never know what can happen.
That are true. But if that are the thing, you know, me say you never know what can happen because at probably this stage that a stage of probably semi-final in the last Euro or something like that. Even to the finals in the last Euro, nobody expected that Portugal would have won it and would have won it and would have won it through who they won it through. You understand? And would have scored the goal to win it like they did. You understand? So that's why I say anything can happen. But for me already see two of the potential winners. Me I wait to see the third to see if they
So,
actually can win it. You
so
understand?
what the potential too that you have seen?
It's easy. The two potential winners is either Germany or France. And then you go squeeze Italy. Then
Sure, flip it back around. Say
no.
France, then Germany.
You go squeeze Italy into it now because they're really playing good football and they're really organized and they're really doing their thing. You understand? So then may wait for to see now because I don't really see them yet. Then me we say, all right, these are the potential favorites. Nobody else. That's just it. Truth or truth still. Can't go no to other team.
All right, boss. But it seems like it just threw a tantrum at a particular person, you know, who is being hyping up his team and was either way from the show since yours has started. But I won't call it a name. But yesterday we also saw the Dutch, who I refer to as the Dutch Pat, getting a 2-0 victory over Austria, further solidifying their place into the round of 16. They are through to the round of 16. Yesterday they were being watched by the Barcelona coach, Ronald Koeman, was on hand to see Memphis Depay because it is said that Depay will sign for Barcelona come this week into next week. So he was on hand to see them and Depay scored a penalty. However, he missed a lot of opportunities through the match. And yes, they eventually came through and they got a 2-0 victory. Denzel Dumfries was being a revelation for them in this tournament. also getting on the score sheet. And if you look at the Dutch team now, yesterday they looked better defensively because Matic De Ligt was back in the center of the defense, and they look way more solid than the first game where it was actually Dre and Timber who started. So yes, De Ligt is actually still young, but in terms of experience, he's way more experienced than Timber. And he's also now at a bigger club than Timber is, although both through the system and all that.
Came off injured too, right? The last couple minutes of the game, For me, let me tell you something about the Netherlands team when we see yesterday, Levan. The Netherlands team is very disorganized, extremely disorganized, and it's just the opponents that they're playing right at this moment why they're not being shown up. I tell you, they play Italy, they play Germany, they play France, they're going to be shown up real bad. You understand? They're really disorganized from the midfield to the defense to the well, I'm not going to even start about the strikers, but they're really disorganized, and that's all I've seen yesterday. Like, I was really wondering if this coach is really fit out to really lead this Dutch team, you know, because at the end of the day, for me, to win this competition with well organized teams like a France and a Italy, you too have to be organized and come to basically come and play some football and be organized to beat them team. Because if you're not organized, you're not going to beat this team, and that is what I'm seeing from the Dutch team. They're not organized. Genie just in the midfield, just running up and down like a chicken without head in the every single way, like a chicken without head. It's like the man just all about that, like let me go here, let me go there, let me go here, let me be here. Like it's like he not trust the other midfielders they will have running, and he have Dion, who is a big midfielder, who again me think in our game like yesterday really last and never really are showing true potential as a Barcelona midfielder. You understand what I say? And for this Dutch team really do well, those guys have to come together and Genie have to trust the players around him. He cannot be the one that is just going around like chicken without head and just running up and down like a madman. Yeah, and at one point the man I play forward, you know, brother. At one point the man I play
forward. But Sherwin, 1 minute. The roles that Wijnaldum play for club is way different for his country. When he's playing for Netherlands, you know, he actually plays high. He plays as an attacking midfielder for them. While don't you know that when he's playing for a club, you know that he tend to play as a box to box, or you could say a defensive midfielder. So roles are actually different.
But yeah, so, me know that level, but the way how me see Genie play yesterday, me never really like. It's to me, him a play like he not trust in midfielders them. He not trust who they're rolling. And that me not go kill a man when them a play for their country. If you not trust a man, you know, that's okay. We see that enough with international football. You understand? So
Sherwin, this comment is for you. So Vito is saying that this guy has no idea what he's talking about Genie and they had good game yesterday.
At no point in time did I say they did not have a good game. What did I say? They have to be more organized, and Genie has to trust the people around him more. That's what I said. At no point did I say. And then I said, for Dion, for me, I am not, me not going to sit down and accept mediocrity. Oh yeah, they play good, that's it. What happens when you meet a France? You playing good now when you meet a France, you play the same way. Them show you up. You understand what I say? So me, if you are going to play good, I want to see you play to a level where we can say, yes, Dion ready to take on a Kante, ready to take on a Pogba, ready to take on a Tony Cruz, ready to, you get what I say? That I want to say, I'm going to see that from him yesterday.
Why did you mention Tony Cruz now? Tony Cruz is that bug in a boss. Don't go down that line, Sherwin. Come on, man.
Dead like a dog.
But your final say on the Dutch team, and also the Austrians, you think that they can actually pull one over the Ukrainian team?
The Dutch team?
No, the Austrians. Remember that they are the ones
Oh
going up
yes,
against.
so them are the last game. Oh, you jump back to the first game. Why? My Alba have to play a little bit. Alba have to play higher up the pitch.
Alaba.
Alaba, him have to. The coach have to find somebody to play centre back and move Alaba from round the sun. Him not effective round the sun. And honestly, have to play higher up the pitch where he can more affect the game for me. If him can do that, then yes, they stand a good chance. But note, they might be the underdogs. But where the next word now? The surprise package them after the league because they actually played well, and they created good chances. They played well and they created good chances. So them getting one over Ukraine cannot be a tight match, but for me, Alaba happy play further up the pitch for me.
Okay.
For them get a result out of it.
All right, Ryan, your say on the Dutch team now, because Sherwin and one is saying that they're disorganized, and I've seen a lot of people cursing them all over saying they're a disjointed team, and the midfield to the attacking line is they're way off in terms of their connecting, and that is something that you as a team has to work on going into a tournament because you have to have your forward line picking.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, I don't necessarily agree with Sherwin because, as I said at the beginning, Memphis Depay missed quite a few chances yesterday. So chances are being created. The thing is that they don't have anybody to actually convert them. So in that sense, do you actually agree?
I agree that the Dutch team, even though they have won their first two games, if and when they meet better teams, what's that?
Carry on, Ryan.
Yeah, if and when they meet better teams, they'll have serious problems in terms of their overall game. They are playing well in a sense. They are creating chances. They are taking some of their chances. They won against teams that they're supposed to win against, but they are also giving up a lot of chances, and better teams will take those chances. So I'm still not convinced by the Dutch until I see them against better teams and they are winning against them, which I don't think will happen. Which I don't think will happen this Euro.
So in terms of the Austrians now, right? Based on what you saw yesterday, because we have seen them across two games, did anything stand out about them yesterday that could say yes, they might be the team that will finish second in this group, or you think that they're just a team that is going through the motion?
It's between them and Ukraine for the second spot.
Yeah, but I'm asking now, if it comes down with both of them, right? Would you actually give them the edge over the Ukrainians?
Not really. Not exactly. That group is very open enough, so it's not a group that you can look at and say, okay, this team is going to come first, this is going to come second. It's really an open group. Any team can beat each other on the day. There's not much between them, to be honest with you. So it's a toss-up for me where Ukraine and Austria is concerned. They have good players, but they don't have great players, except for maybe one and two players. And I agree that Alaba needs to play in midfield.
I remember that he was actually the one that gave away the penalty yesterday.
Yeah.
He was the one who stamped on the foot of Dumfries. But the thing, Ryan, is that with Alaba playing around in that position at the center, at the arc of the defense, that will leave a lot of opportunities for the Ukrainians. And
yeah,
in that sense, that is where I'd actually give the Ukrainians the edge. But we'll leave that for another discussion. We won't bother delve into that much as yet. But the Austrians, they create opportunities, but again, there's nobody on the end of it to convert these chances. Now, earlier on today, we saw Sweden getting a 1-0 victory over Slovakia, and now they heap some pressure on Spain because what? Sweden is now on 4 points. Slovakia is still on what, 3? So heap some pressure on Spain, who's on 1 point.
Yeah.
And the main talking point about that match was one Alexander Isak. A lot of pundits and people in general that has watched the tournament so far saying that he's actually their young player of the tournament. He has impressed them a whole lot, and it is this tournament that has somewhat let him be a breakout, but I don't agree with that. I've known him since he was at Dortmund, from Dortmund to Real Sociedad, where he had a very good season last season. He was actually one who replaced Willian Jose, who went to Wolves, and I mean, he has done very well. But the game itself, anything to
Yeah,
take away
but
from it?
I think the pundits are referring to on an international stage in a big tournament.
Yeah, remember that he always used to Ibrahimovic and all those men at the top, so now he's actually getting the chance to shine, and he has grasped.
This is his first tournament, so I think that's the premise they are coming from. But yeah, he so far it can be said that he is the best young player right now. So far, we are just 2 games in, so let's not jump the gun yet. But so far, yeah.
Well, overall,
as for the game today, is the only prediction I got right today, and it was exactly as I said, 1-0. And I expected what happened today to happen in terms of one chance to be taken and ordinary football to be played.
So you're the man who do the man there. Let's say they actually expect the man could have played some decent football, but come on.
No, I mean you don't expect Sweden to sit back against Slovakia as they did against Spain. You'd expect Sweden to dominate that game because they're the higher ranked team for a reason. So that is what I expected to happen. That is what happened. I expect them to get a goal from the chance that they would create. I don't really see Slovakia scoring any goals. Well, even though they won the first game, but that
it's just a team that is neither here nor there.
Yeah, for me, nothing special. They got away with that game. For some reason, Poland decided not to show properly, and Lewandowski decided to stay in Bayern. So
I agree. That sounds like a tale out of Sherwin's book. But yeah, that is true. Sherwin, anything to take away from the Sweden game quickly?
No, not much there. The same ball I hear say link with Arsenal.
Boss, you won't stop it today. Everybody link with Arsenal.
But no, a good little baller still, a good little youth still. I want to watch out for. It's interesting who actually put up some money for him after Euros. I think no clubs. I go send out their scout now to watch him and think a little bit closer. So it's go interesting, and it's interesting too if he can get into the next round, give himself with the team, give himself more.
No man, basically they're into the next round, you know.
Yeah, can then upon 4 points, right?
4 points. Yeah, 4 points.
Yeah. So that should be enough considering our best third place going through. So yeah, he give him an opportunity. A nice little youth man, me nah like good little baller.
Yeah. Next up, a fixture that if I was a betting man today, this is the exact thing I would have bet. Croatia 1, Czech Republic 1. Patrick Schick, the leading goal scorer in Euro so far. Has 3 goals from 2 matches. But then the old man played very well in midfield, and eventually Croatia got talking about Luka Modric, who actually got the player of the match. Ryan, anything to take away from this game?
Well, as much as the call for the penalty was seen as a controversial one, I think it was the right call in the end. I don't know how much people agree with that, but I think it was the right call. And the game itself was I had Croatia to win that game 2-1, but Czech Republic played way better than I expected. It was a 50-50 game in my estimation. Croatia came back better in the second half, and they got a goal due to that. But in the end, though, it was the right result in terms of the scoreline.
That,
So Croatia now has it to do against Scotland in Scotland for the last game.
Sherwin, anything about this match? Because, as I said, I saw a draw written all over this match from the onset before even a ball was kicked. What says you?
Actually, I'm kind of disappointed with the result for Croatia. Seeing that they came out of the last World Cup just 3 years ago, and they have that they now have that let's do it mentality, and having lost narrowly to England, I thought they would have probably come out and at least try to get 3 points out of the game. However, that wasn't to be, and it just leaves the group wide open now again. Um, it leaves the group. It leaves the group so open. It leaves the group so open that England can all finish all third in our group right now. So that's how the game do. But nothing much to write about the game,
And
to be honest.
based on how it is set up right now, you can call it that Czech Republic is already into the next round because
Yeah,
they're now
because
at 4 points.
they have 4 points. Yeah, and what's their name now? Croatia can only go 4 points. So of course, basically in.
And
Yeah. So,
that leads me into the next game. I'm not going to hold back any further because this is where Ryan is going to just go ahead and just unleash. He has been waiting to do this much. Now the English team came out dull and boring with a nil draw against the rivals Scotland. It's the first time these two teams are drawing actually. Ryan, your take on this game?
Boring, lackluster.
Snortless.
And all of these things I'm talking about is not about Scotland. The team played like Southgate's personality. What else do I need to say? The change, Southgate forget that you have 5 changes or something. I think Southgate in the last 15 or so minutes, it seems as if he was playing for a draw because I don't know what happened. There was no intensity in the second half, especially to get a win. And they seemed to sit back and just play normal, dull, boring football. People were saying that England, they played good in the first half against Croatia, and then they played ordinary football in the second half against Croatia. But I was saying that they basically managed the Croatia game better. This game in its entirety, they did nothing at all. They did not manage anything. Scotland midfield, as far as I am concerned, overran England's in terms of the physical side of the game. And that's kind of strange because the English players are used to the physical side of the game. So I don't know I really don't know what to make of that game. I really don't know what to make of Kane's play. Sterling, every time I see Sterling get the ball, I say, okay, he's going to lose it now. He lose it. And he did not prove me wrong anytime at all. Grealish came on and played like he was playing for Aston Villa. At one point, I saw Grealish with the ball in his own half and start check on everybody. And there was open passes and he wasn't making them, but I can't really blame him because he was on the bench seeing what was going on. But if you pass it to somebody, they're going to lose it. So, what else do I want to say?
Boss, the stage is all yours. You finished already?
Let me just summarize it in one sentence. If Pickford is the best player, then you have problems.
If repeat that, if who? Sorry, if who?
If Pickford is the best player, then you have problems.
Oh crap.
Okay, so let me give a little piece on this. So, Ryan, it's just some question I'm going to ask you now. How can you have a man that who has been involved in over 100 plus goals over the last 3 seasons sitting on the bench when you need that little dynamism?
You remember last week, and I said to you that England has 4 attacking forward players who play better on the left, and they are Rashford, Grealish, Foden, and Sterling. And I also said to you that based on that, 1 and 2 of them will have to play on the right. Foden is the one who is playing on the right. Now you take off Foden, right, and you did not put on your best attacking player who plays on the right. England's best attacking player on the right is Sancho. Sancho has not seen a minute of action.
Oh.
And meanwhile, you have other attacking players who play on the left. All 4 of them got minutes. So it's kind of strange to me why Sancho in this game was ideal for Sancho to come on if you wanted to win the game. Clearly, he did not want to win the game because he brought on Grealish with half an hour to go, and he could have brought on Sancho with 20 to 15 minutes to go, and you'd automatically have 2 players, one from the right, one from the left, who can get the ball and run at players.
All right, Ryan, this is the one that I really want to get at. Your captain has been arguably your worst player thus far. He's a captain, he's a main striker, and a lot of people says that he's your guy's main player also, right? Doesn't it bother you as an English fan that your main man is yet to get a shot on target in 2 games? And now with you reaching to a stage where you need to start taking the competition more seriously, and you could probably say the next game is you could just go for a draw, because I think that is what you guys really want to do. I think you're going to go for a draw against Czech Republic. Both of you guys just qualify for the next round and that's it. Now, is it time for you to bench Hurricane, probably start Calvert-Lewin or Marcus Rashford as a centre forward, drop Sterling, try out somebody else on the left-hand side, and no blood on the right-hand side?
Let me ask you this. So we drop Kane, right? And then the next person who comes on and play forward, the ball don't go to him, then what?
Drop him again.
If the ball don't go to the forward, what the forward supposed to do? You realize how
So you're saying
deep Kane is more about the ball?
19 touch.
No, you realize how and he got 19 touches and he came deep most of the times for those 19 touches. Suppose he did not come deep.
But let's look at it now, though, right? This season for Tottenham, what did he do?
Score goals and assists.
23 goals, assist 14.
And where did he came a lot of times at Tottenham?
Deep. But then for Tottenham, he had proper runners around him. He had Son and Son.
Lucas Moura and all those guys.
Well, Son. Let's stop at Son.
Well, Son. Just at Son. But that's the problem of the coach now. The coach is the one that is supposed to get these runners to actually play. So are you just going to go through the motions and wait until you're faced with the task of being knocked out, that you're actually going to see the light? And
that's exactly what is going to happen. When England is 2-1 down or so in a game with 15 minutes to go, you're going to see Sancho come on, you're going to see Grealish come on,
Rashford.
And all of those attacking players going to come on to try and get a goal and to try and win the game, to try and equalize with 15 minutes to go and try to get extra time. And anyway, put it this way, England have 2 games left, if this is how they're going to play.
Coming from repeat that Englishman, because that does flow a lot of people.
If this is how England decide to play, in the tournament they have 2 games left.
So that is the final group game against Czech Republic and the round of 16 game.
Whoever they get in round of 16, it could be Slovakia. They have 2 games left.
Man, harsh though.
Why? That's bold, man.
You ready for me now?
Yeah, man. You see, the floor is all yours, though, man.
You see, the problem with the English fans, and their so-called slogan, "It's coming home," is that they do not realize that it's already home.
I've
Understand?
said, I've said that.
Yeah, it's already home because the
I keep
final
trying
is
to be.
being played. The final is being played in England, so the trophy is in England. So it's already home. The
Oh,
thing is,
you weren't on the last podcast, no? So you
no.
never hear
The
me
thing
say.
is it going to stay in England? I doubt that highly. But meow, meow. About three lions. Anyways, for me, I cannot understand Southgate. Zane, I cannot understand him. You take off the only player upon the pitch where dribble past the man them and create chances and make space for himself, making good decisions on the ball. You take him off of the field and you replace him with somebody else who couldn't complement or improve when he did that up on the field.
Who that?
Jesus, please. Foden.
No, but the entire country stuff.
Grealish was going to replace Foden.
Yeah, but
No,
listen.
if we're going to be honest here, the entire front three should have come off.
There you have it.
Between Sterling,
Sterling, Kane, and Foden, all three of them should have come off.
Yeah,
It should have been a triple. It should have been a triple change.
But when you look on the game, Foden was doing well. Foden was doing well, The second half when me watched, Foden was doing well until so it just decided to take him off. But anyways, it all have to do with me not go kill Harry Kane because it all have to do with who creating for him and all of that. And the English team just gone back to the days of when they used to play Gerrard and Lampard together in a midfield and it just couldn't work. Then gone right there so with Phillips and Rice. Same thing. And then
I don't think Phillips and Rice were the problem.
Henderson come back, it will be the same thing again because he might go replace one of them, I think, more than likely. But England, you just have to sit down and think about it. Really,
you know what should happen? You know what should happen? I don't think Phillips and Rice is a problem. What I think should happen is that Mount should not play as a number 10. Mount should play as a box-to-box midfielder. Is better as a box-to-box than a number 10.
Right, Ryan. But if you look at it from that standpoint, right, you have to drop either Phillips or Rice then.
No. You can't play a midfield 3.
So you play 4-2-3-1.
You can play 4-3-3
or 4-3-3. Yeah.
Right now they're playing 4-2-3-1. But the thing that I'm saying, all right.
Mount should not play as a number 10. Mount is not creative enough to be a number 10. Mount is a box-to-box midfielder who can create chances.
And make late runs into the box.
Yes.
Ryan, one key thing though, and I think it comes down to coaching.
And Bellingham should also come on and get minutes.
But Ryan, what I'm going to say to you, right? And this is something that if you're a good enough coach, you'll actually use your senses and actually do. First up, you analyze the opposition. You know that Scotland was going to come with some refer to it as a 5-man midfield, right? Now you, as a coach, has to take it within yourself that, hey, if they're going to come with that, I can't necessarily use 2 defensive midfielder. Even though people might argue and say, oh, Phillips kind of play box to box for England, yes, all of that, but he's a defensive midfielder by nature. So if you're going to analyze the game from that standpoint, then you can't go into the game with these 2 guys. This was the game that you'd actually drop one of them and get someone. As I said, you could use Mount as a box to box and bring in Grealish or one of those guys.
You know why I disagree with that? Because Scotland midfield is physical. You need to, if you say for example, you remove Calvin Phillips and you put in, let us say, an attacking midfielder there like a Grealish. You basically lose the physicality to go up against Scotland midfield, so you run the risk of getting
but,
overrun.
but listen to me now.
Which is why I'm saying to you that I don't think Rice and Phillips were the problem. The problem was you have Mount playing out of position in such a game.
Sorry, a jump
In
Mount.
that type of game, you don't need Mount as a number 10. You need Mount to drop into the midfield more, and you have 3-against-3 battle going on in the midfield.
You know what me I play? Me I play Mount side either Phillips or Rice. That me I do. But here how me I go agree.
Mount will come off the left. You'd have Phillips from the right, Rice in the middle, and Mount coming off.
Yeah. All right. Here me I here why me I go
more in the midfield.
Here why me I go agree with Levan now and with where Levan I go say, which me now normally do on the life because me not too like him. Anyways. Anyways. Levan, here why me I go agree with you. There's only one reason Scotland play 3-5-2. What is the reason?
That's
number one. Number one, Scotland lack creativity. That is the first thing. Scotland have no creative players, so they have to play 3 in the midfield to try to throw those teams.
All right, and there's a big reason. There's a really big reason why they play 3-5-2.
Go ahead, man, shoot it.
Tierney and Robertson, they are the reason. The coach want to get the 2 of them on the field, or you have to get the 2 of them on the field. Play either 4-4-2 or 3-5-2. That's how you get both of them on the field. That's the reason. Yeah. There are no threat. They have no. Them the 2 men then have nothing to do with the midfield. So for me, Ryan playing Mount in a the position where he actually to play, if we get him more involved in the game, is a thing where Southgate should have really considered for this game, unless he is doing what the team manager Josh Carl is saying, wanting to draw the game. You understand? Because we can be here baffling our heads, as to why this happened today, and it could be simple, be the reason that he wanted to draw the game after he looked at it, and he do the same thing the last World Cup. Zane, he do the same thing the last World Cup, and people surprised about Harry Kane in an England team. From the last World Cup, me say, if Harry Kane never get a few penalties in the last World Cup, he would have been the same as how he is performing today there in the English team in the last 2 games. You understand? If Harry Kane did get, listen this, if Sterling did get the penalty there today and Harry Kane scored, we will not talk about Harry Kane tonight.
Well, he must score because he wasn't on the field.
He never was on the field at the time. All right, let's say he was. Let's change the scenario and put him on the field, Ryan. Zane, change the scenario. Yeah, man, me are watching, man. Put him on the field. Zane, he takes the penalty. England, he scores. England win 1-0. Zane, we not talk about him, you know. You understand? We not talk about him. Me say take away in penalties them from the last World Cup, and he is absolutely crap last World Cup. And the truth, you understand? So, surprise me.
All right, here is why I won't really call him crap the last World Cup. England did not have a midfield in the last World Cup. They have a midfield now, so it should not be an excuse. England used 2 number 10. Remember, in last World Cup, England was using 2 number 10s playing central midfield, you know. Lingard and Ali.
Yep.
So England did not have a central midfield last World Cup. Here now they have a midfield. They have man like Bellingham, who was supposed to be at the very least coming on every 20 minutes or so to go on the bench when against a team that is physical, and Bellingham can do every side of the game. Yet Bellingham did not come on, and you have 5 subs to make. So it's kind of baffling.
How much subs did he make today?
About 3.
He make 3 subs?
He put on Grealish, and he put on Rashford. And who else
I can't tell you.
He put on Grealish and Rashford.
He made 2 subs.
2 Grealish and Rashford.
He took off Foden and Kane, and he brought on Grealish and Rashford.
Well, he might do better than the France coach. Just saying.
Yes, I
But
made two cents.
that's so Ryan, as I said in Ryan, so it's now 2 matches, 10 substitution, and he has only done 5. And in the first
Well,
game,
basically
what
4
was the made
because
until Wade on? Yeah, call it 4.
Calvert Lewin never touched the ball as far as my concerned.
So again, boy, I can say this much. I have a PE teacher over by United, but I can tell you this much: I think actually do way better with this English team than Southgate.
Hey, him, Arteta and Oli in a class together.
Let's move on. I don't agree with that anyways. Let's look forward to a Super Saturday because tomorrow, Saturday shall be great, man, for football.
Yeah.
First up at 8 a.m., we'll see Hungary taking on
Hungry.
a French team that has, well, they're currently second in the group because they're trailing Portugal and goal difference. Sherwin, quickly.
The Hungry team is a very stubborn team, as we could have seen from the Portugal game. But this French team is a superior team. It is one of the best French teams I've seen since I've started following supporting France since 1998, and it's really, really, really superior. And I can't see nothing else than the French coming away with victors in this one. And I'm expecting them to put on a dominant performance tomorrow, just to make a statement, because Italy already have made a statement, and I think that's the only statement that have been made in the league by big teams so far. Italy, right? So France really want to put their foot down on this game. Note, let me be careful in what I am saying because I am not used to winning that much. The only time I win stuff is when little FA Cup come my way or when France win one little World Cup or something. So let me say this. I support France, but I am not optimistic that they will win the Euros 2020. Reason being, it has been a while that tournament favorites in Europe have won the actual tournament. And that is what is scaring me more than anything else right now. Just that little jinx that is following teams that are favorites. That's the thing right now. But I expect, as I said, I expect the French team to be very dominant tomorrow. There's I can't see this hungry team getting the better of Pogba and the Pogba that plays for France, that is, and Kante in the midfield. You understand? Wait there. Let me ask you a question. Pogba have one cousin who play at Manchester United?
Twin brother.
And twin brother? Oh crap.
Just like remember when Dele Ali brother used to play for Tottenham?
But we said sure when they expect them to put on a clinic tomorrow. If Portugal can beat them by 3 goals, beat Hungary by 3 goals, and they expect you guys to go 4.
4. Yeah, it have to be a statement game tomorrow. Has to be a statement that France is here. Because the game when you play against Germany, a big game. A Europe, to me, that was the final. Zane, I'm still said that is the final. Because me still have it that whatever. Because we still have inside the two team and reach a final, Germany and France. Me predict that from last year before COVID and everything.
Yeah, man. You know, from last year predicted to that France won't win Euros.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. So yeah, me expect that they have to make a statement tomorrow. So I expect that statement to be made, to be honest.
All right, boss. Ryan.
I expect France to be the better team. At the very least, I expect France to play a bit more attacking.
Yeah.
With even though they have a team not built primarily for attack, except outside of their front three and Pogba to a lesser extent. But I expect France to France will be smart about the game. They will understand that Hungary is not a walkover team. But while being smart, I think France will show a mixture of their potential, their talent on the field in terms of both sides of the game, attacking and defending. And in the end of it, I expect a smart victory, a smart 2-0 victory.
Okay. Next up on Saturday at 11 a.m., we'll see the big one. Portuguese side taking on the German side. Ryan.
Uh, you know, I think it will be German heartache. The last time I see a glad man never cheer for Germany, and them end up lose, and I'm doing the same again. So I'm not sure how glad they're going to be this time. So I expect Germany to play pretty much better than they played against France in general. Um, maybe something close to their second half against Portugal, and Portugal will be themselves. They will be solid, and then they're going to get some chances on the break and put away two. So I'm going 2-1 Portugal.
Sherwin.
It's a tricky game. Germany just cannot repeat 2018. No way. Can they? Hell no. No, I don't think so. Big game, and I mean, it is so big for Germany that it is best for them if they draw the game. That is the best result they could want. Zane, they can find. But losing, if they lose, they're basically out. Because so many teams have the potential of getting 4 points already from other groups that you just cannot afford to drop points. So I think a draw for Germany is still a fair result for them. You understand? And then that will make things interesting with other groups of play. With somebody as a top one group of play Germany in a round of 16. So that would be interesting. But Germany is a strong team. They're an organized team. And if they get it right, which they have to do, they have to get it right tomorrow, then I think that they will come out victors. Portugal struggled a lot throughout the game with Hungary. And I think the German coach, if his hands is not in his pants, would have been looking at that and and trying to develop a plan then
It's
to,
true.
to
It's true. The man is scratching and smelling what will actually be, whether it will be a win or a
or a,
loss.
or a
You
loss.
know, you notice him don't do them something they are World Cup though. Only Europe.
Anyways, I think the Germans will. I think the Germans will come out victors, and I'm saying that to say this because just the magnitude of the game, they cannot afford to lose. So it's going to. I think it's going to be an exciting game, and I think they will come out 2-1 victors. So I'm actually switching around Ryan's thing. Think they will come out 2-1 victors.
All right, that's for me being a German fan. It all comes down to the starting 11 tomorrow. If
Yeah,
this man
true.
decides to go through at the back with Joshua Kimmich at right wing back and Tony Kroos in midfield, I have absolutely no expectation. And as I said, my biggest expectations right now for this tournament is just for the fact that I know that after this tournament, what Yogi Love won't be around anymore. Now Hansi Flick will take over, and guess what? Different coach, new system, better football. So if there's one thing I'm happy about, I'm happy that this is Yogi Love last tournament with us. And as I said, I don't really have much expectation as I had before because of this man and his madness.
Something they asked about Ronaldo. Just
Yeah, man,
watch you on him
Ronaldo,
tomorrow.
the
Watch him
fact
on you
remains,
tomorrow.
the fact remains now, Ronaldo is a bug and Ronaldo won't score tomorrow.
Watch you on him tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm watching. And the final game of Saturday, we'll see Spain taking on Poland. And Spain is going to come and make 1,000 passes in this match. Ryan.
Ah, this is a tough game to call because it depends on if Lewandowski will be available for this game. And well, we know what Morata is going to do once he plays. This is a tough game. Spain will definitely dominate the game. Can't be certain if they'll create the better chances, but they should. They should also win. So I'm expecting 1,000 passes for one goal. So 1-0, 1-0 Spain.
Sure win.
Hey, you can do. Again, expectations high, but so was it in the first game, and basically nothing happened. Poland no look like a team we're ready for this competition. They should have probably cheered pace with Iceland or something like that. We would have given a little bit more excitement.
And Poland also need to play them best keeper.
Them best keeper?
Yeah.
Chesney not their best keeper?
Fabianski is their best keeper.
Sherwin, anything that comes from Arsenal can never be the best. So,
but Fabianski had come from Arsenal too.
No man, but Chesney did it. So the two of them put together can't make one.
Fabianski had a better season this year though. If we are going to be honest.
Yeah. Me not know. Chesney just salt because how many goalkeepers ball are going to lick off my post and lick straight back in your back and then roll going to goal. The man salt of friend. They look terrible. Poland look out of salt. Same thing with Hurricane I do at that Lewandowski affair. Do I come deep and fear try get a ball, I get a touch, get a rhythm going, and it just no work. Me see, in take a shot and you would have believe say probably Nicolas Pepe or one of them man they take a shot. It almost go for throat to right. You have to really wonder if I this a man here no score over much goals for Bayern Munich. That's a joke thing,
I said just broke Gerd Muller record, eh?
Yeah, you get what I say. It really surprising, but they look awful for real as well.
Gerd Muller watch Lewandowski playing on a turn bed.
Yeah, true. The country, be specific. The country. Yeah, so, but Spain will dominate the game as usual. I actually think they will make 950 passes for a 1-1 draw.
All right, boss. We'll just go through the I just want the scoreline for the rest of these fixtures because the games are coming thick and fast. So on Sunday we'll only have 2 games. So it's Italy against Wales. Scoreline prediction, Ryan. Italy to finish the game with perfect record.
2-0 Italy.
Sherwin.
1-1.
Switzerland against Turkey. Both teams who have been abysmal and out of sort throughout this entire tournament. Now, call this one Sherwin.
2-1 Switzerland.
Ryan.
1-0.
On Monday now, we'll have 4 games. And all 4, we have 2 doubleheaders. So the first doubleheader will take place at 11 a.m. So first up, we'll see Ukraine taking on Austria. That is the one that we were talking about earlier on. Will the Ukrainians get it through, or will Austrians get together and actually knock them off their perch? Ryan, first up, you.
This, as I said, it is a tough one to call, so I'm just going to play safe and at 1.
Sherwin.
Jesus, peace, man. It all has to do with what the coach of Austria does. I don't think that. I don't want to hard because I think both teams are going to be conservative, knowing that if they both get 4 points, then it basically put both of them into the next round. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going with a 1-1 draw as what Ryan said.
Okay. Now Macedonia take it. North Macedonia taking on the Dutch. Dutch to end with a perfect result. Perfect record, I mean, three wins from the group. Ryan.
I'm going 2-1 Holland.
Sherwin.
4-0 Holland.
Wow.
Where goals are coming from?
Then
What
we
score
come,
is
man. They're not organizing about a Macedonia, them are playing. And them are create chance. They will
You
score.
see Macedonia beat Germany.
1-0 both. Them?
Huh? How much
1-0
did they
both. No, 1-0.
2-1.
No, I'm sure
They beat
say like
Germany.
2-1 did that, but
Are they
right, enough
2-1?
talking because you can't beat Scotland or rank. Scotland is the third worst team in the tournament, you know, so you'll know
Well,
about talking on this.
we never lose to them though.
But
Yeah,
I him
but still
but
never
I him
beat
play
them.
but
You
I
lose
him
to
play only
Macedonia.
but I him play only Derby at the competition.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
either way, England is being talked up as big favorites, not Germany.
Big
So I
man.
mean,
You lose to Macedonia.
let's move
that's
on.
big man.
Let's move
Yeah.
on. Russia against Denmark. Sherwin.
I think Denmark will end the tournament with a victory. I'm going a 1-0 victory.
Yeah.
Ryan.
2-1 Denmark.
And last but not least, on Monday we'll see the Belgians taking on the Finnish team. We said Belgian team with a perfect record as well.
Yeah.
They said 3-0 victory again.
That sounds like it. They'll just finish the finish.
Sherwin.
How would them a play again? We need to know who
Finland.
them a play.
Finland.
Oh, Finland. Them a play Finland and Finland do I want a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, Finland need a point. Finland need a point knowing that Belgium are going to lose. Knowing that Russia are going to lose. I think it will be a 1-1. Who them a play? Denmark? No.
Belgium boss.
Belgium them a play. So they're not sure Russia are going to lose. I think they will. I think this game will draw 1-1 again.
Oh boy.
Exciting then.
Belgium and Finland will draw 1-1.
Belgium and Finland.
Yes.
You weren't listening.
That's how me I look on you, so. Must blind. Yes, man. No. Me know what me I say. No, a 1-1 me I go with. 1-1 me I go with. Yeah, 1-1 me I go with. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You know what? It just sounded like a kid when they reach over that Friday evening and they get some cheese tricks.
Me tell you for yesterday, brother. Me head no there.
All right. Some quick bits down in the Bush League, as I call it. I'm talking about Copa America. Chile got a 1-0 victory earlier and Argentina defeated Uruguay by a 0-0. Goal scored by Guido Rodriguez. And I see a lot of fans hyping up this Copa America and all of that. But we won't dwell on that because we already rubbish that league and rubbish those teams. Anyways, in NBA action, 76ers just tied up the series. It's now at 3 apiece. Just finished a couple minutes ago. And also over in the other conference, the Nets and the Bucks are also tied at 3 apiece. They are now on to Game 7, and boy, it's just some interesting basketball action going on. And guys, you should just go out and support these sporting events, man. In terms of watching, give it some viewership because there's a lot of sporting action taking place all around the world, whether it be football, basketball, and even cricket, where West Indies are playing. And we don't really talk about West Indies on this show because we don't like to go into the depressional stage. We don't like depression on this show. We like to keep people happy, so we don't really talk about West Indies much. But you know, they have some West Indies faithful. So they took 5 wickets on the first day, and I know that other guys might be hoping that they can brush off the South African team early tomorrow morning. But the South African wicketkeeper Quinton de Kock is actually still at the crease, and he's going great guns for this for another century. I very well do so. So let's see how that one goes. I'll just say thanks to Ryan, thanks to Sherwin, who held the fort with me tonight, and also all the viewers. At one point, we had over 25, so I want to say thanks to all of you guys, and also to the producer who was here with us. And again, just go out and support some action, man. And it's still coming home, as the producer would say. It's still coming home.
Naturally, it will.
But I said, big up to everybody.
Finals will be at Wembley Stadium.
Right. And the trophy will be there.
Exactly.
And as I mentioned on the last show, is even to parade around Wembley with the trophy, is even that, as Sherwin said, that Chelsea should just come over to Emirates and just parade with the Champions League trophy. So even that will happen.
Exactly.
Huh? New record they mentioned put. Ryan Crozer. What's the record now? 20 point how much? 23.37. Okay, so the producer is saying that a new world record in the men's shot put by Ryan Crozer. He just threw 23.37 meters. It was always on the card. He has been throwing consistently 22 highs all season long, and he has finally got the record. So another interesting event to look forward to come Olympics. Guys, just follow all these things because a lot of trials are going on, and I believe it's next week will be the Jamaica trials. And Shaka Richardson 10.84 in the heat of the 100 meters. So I'm just going over to just go watch some track and field. So guys, just follow what I'm doing as well, man. Watch a lot of sports. Until
Where
next time.
Where track and field is now?
In terms of?
No, as in track is going on now? Track and field now?
Trials.
Which station?
It's a one in Megachit Pandoneren. It's a link. NBC normally bring, but it's a live, it's a stream Megachit Pan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So until Monday, stay safe. Peace out. So long.